Welcome back to the workshop, guys. Today, this week, actually a couple weeks, it's gonna take, we're making this Jockey Box cover. If you're not familiar with a Jockey Box, it's a cooling system with 2 taps on it. Goes in a Coleman cooler, not so attractive. Farnham Brewery was kind enough to ask me to help them out with this project in exchange for some beer, which I enjoy a lot. So, without further ado, let's get to the project. So, now that we got our frame all cut, everything's to length, everything's the same. All we gotta do is tack this thing together, then we can get to the planks. To fasten this baby up, we'll talk joinery. I'm gonna use pocket holes. Why? The Craig jig, pocket hole jig, creates strong joints. We're making progress on this thing. Put the bottom in, you saw that. Just used a scrap piece of 1/4 inch plywood, nothing fancy. It's not sanded, it's just, I think, birch or pine or something like that. Turned out all right. I didn't inlay it into the frame. It's just kind of sitting in there as a rectangle, but I'm pleased with it. It's nice and tight. It took me a couple tries to chisel a few areas out and get it to where I wanted it. And then I threw this top on. You didn't see that. Unfortunately, my camera died, so I had a hard time getting these boards straight. I didn't want any gaps because this is going to be like a polished bar top. But whatever, I ended up having to do a little bit of hand planing and trying to get them nice and tight in there, and then I just planed around the outside to get them flush, and we're going to bring that cladding all the way up. And that's what we're on to next, is we're going to clad this thing. 1.5 inch pieces of pallet wood, make it look as pretty as we can. I think I'm going to go for kind of an offset jumbled style. I want to leave some of these screw holes because I think they're cool. Let's get to it.
We bop and pretty hot. I'm as happy as I can be.
So I'm loving the way this thing is looking so far. While you're away, all I did was finish this cladding, and I ended up putting just a small hunk of maple, miters on each end, and it just raises it up a little bit. And that's going to hopefully give it more of a bar feel to it, because they're going to serve drinks off of this thing. But I'm loving those 1.5 inch strips. I got real random with the pattern, and I alternated these joints on the side. You can see that. So I think it looks great. I think we're going to head outside. It's a nice night. Do some sanding on it. That'll keep down on the dust in the basement. And I think I'll just hit it enough with the belt sander that we can still see some of these nail holes, because I think that gives it some real character. The other thing I did, I took some 1/4 inch plywood, and I just took some labels. I printed off the logo for this thing. I'm going to cut these out on the scroll saw. So these are going to go on the front like that. They'll be painted black, but one thing I did was tape the back. And what that does is when I'm running this through the scroll saw, this stuff has a tendency to really tear out pretty bad because it's nice, it's really thin. And this tape on the back is basically just going to help avoid tear out. Now we've got the label on the front, we're good there. Tape on the back, we're good there. So this should be quick and easy, nice relaxing thing to do to end the night. Let's get to it. You like the trim? I threw that on there as a decorative touch. So, we're sanded, we're trimmed. It's time for some polyurethane stain. This is what I'm using. Minwax Polyshade. Stain polyurethane in one step. 2 birds, 1 stone. We'll throw it on here. I'm not gonna cut it. Maybe a few coats. Gloss, American chestnut. See how it goes.
The one my heart has gone to mean I want to wait. Tico tock. Tico tick. Oh tico tock. Tico tick. Oh tico tock. Tico tick. Oh tico tock. This tico, he's a cuckoo in my car.
All right, here it is, as promised. Really happy with the way this came out, really happy. I like this finish, I like this dark look. I didn't finish the inside of it because I know there's gonna be beer spilled in there. It's just gonna be kind of a mess. So I think what I'll do is, if I get around to it, I'll spray it with some spray lacquer. Some of the things that you didn't see, the decisions were made, is putting this molding on the top and painting the borders of the letters white. And I think that just makes them really pop. If you're coming from the side, you're walking through the festival, and this thing's really gonna catch your eye, and that's what we really wanted. So thanks for watching. Can't guarantee the videos will always be regular. I can guarantee they'll be Funny. On schedule, regular, on schedule. Thanks for watching, guys. Can't guarantee the videos will be regular, but they always will be awesome. See you next time.